Good evening. Raising income tax in Scotland could reduce the impact of spending cuts and would weigh most heavily on higher earners. That's according to an independent report. Both Labour and the Lib Dems have called for a tax rise in April when new powers are handed to Holyrood. But the SNP says that raising taxes now would cause pain to many Scottish households. Here's our business correspondent, David Henderson.
Hospitals, schools, bin collections and road repairs, all funded from Holyrood, and together they cost billions of pounds each year. Budget cuts mean they're now facing a squeeze. So should the Scottish Parliament use its powers to raise income tax as a way to fill this spending gap? Labour and the Lib Dems say yes, it should, to protect public services. But would that be fair?
This income tax proposal is progressive in the sense that it leaves higher income households pay more tax, and actually the majority of lower income households in the bottom half of the distribution aren't affected at all, and that's largely because they're not earning enough to pay tax in the first place.
There shall be a Scottish Parliament. I like that.
It's more than 15 years since power was devolved to Scotland. In that time, we've had 5 First Ministers, and none of them has chosen to raise income tax. For now, Nicola Sturgeon's unconvinced, but our main challenger isn't.
John Swinney is imposing hundreds of millions of pounds worth of cuts on our schools and on vital public services. Now we have a choice in the Parliament, with the powers of our Parliament, to choose a different course from that Tory austerity, and I'm saying that faced with that choice, I would sooner use the powers of the Parliament than pass austerity on to the next generation of young people.
From the evidence we received overwhelmingly from the Federation of Small Businesses to the Scottish Council of Voluntary Organisations to the Scottish Trade Union Congress, is that we shouldn't put taxes up, because wage earners in Scotland have had below inflation wage rises for a number of years, and this is not the time to hit them in the pocket.
In the next few years, Holyrood's set to gain more powers to vary income tax bands and tax rates. So will some be asked to pay more?
Today's report warns that if in future years tax hikes are to make a big impact on public spending, then Scotland can't rely on higher rate taxpayers alone. There aren't enough of them, so basic rate taxpayers would have to pay more. David Henderson, reporting Scotland, Glasgow.
2 people have been